All right, hello to everyone joining, everyone watching. Welcome to the live. I hope everyone is doing well. Okay, I'm honestly tired of this stuff. All right, hello everyone, welcome. This is my little oracle deck I created. Soon they will be in stock and you guys will be able to purchase them. It's an 18 plus oracle deck. I fantasize about you. Chaser. I love you. Love that. Welcome everyone. How are you? I hope everyone is doing well. All right, so this is a live stream. I do some personal readings on the live. All the information to book a reading is in the description box below. I have a few people on the list for tonight, but I have some spots available if you guys were interested in receiving a reading. All right, hello, welcome. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna start. I hope everyone's doing well. All right, so I'm gonna pull from the energy or the wisdom of the oracle deck. I use it for energy or like collective readings to see what the energy is like, because there's some really good oracle messages in the deck, and I want to kind of see what's going on. I know that Mars just entered Gemini. I know that we're in the pre-retrograde shadow phase, and I know that we are about to head into a summer solstice and Virgo season. So there's quite a bit going on, all really good stuff, but a lot of like Mercury dominant energy. So communication could be weird and sparse. Hi Julianne, the list is not closed. If you guys were looking to book, there's information down below on how to. I have some spots available tonight if you guys wanted to get a personal reading. I'm going to start off though with like a collective reading. This is just for everyone tuning in and everyone joining. And I kind of want to see what the energy is and what Spirit's message is for you guys. I hope everyone's having a good Saturday night. I know tomorrow is, I think tomorrow is the summer solstice. It should be one of the longest days of the year. Okay, so to start we have round and round. Hi Douglas, how are you? Hi Natalie. Okay, what message does Spirit have for the collective? We have regeneration. What message does Spirit have for the collective? Everyone tuning in right now, everyone joining the live. And Unfinished Symphony. Okay, so some of you guys are in the midst of some sort of transformation, and this could be in regards to your love life. This can be in regards to somebody that you're seeing that the relationship is transforming in some sort of way. I'm going to read what the Oracle's message is for these cards. We have 25, 46, and 10. These could be significant numbers to you, or one of them could be significant to you. So 25 with round and round. So the essential meanings of this card is the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. So the Oracle's message is the appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher level looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. Very interesting. And then to follow it, we have regeneration, which is even more interesting. But I'm kind of like, this kind of talks about cycles that keep repeating because we have to repeat these lessons in order to relearn them. And it also talks about surrendering to that lesson. And then following that, we have regeneration here. Number 46. Which is all about, you know, it represents the Death Tarot card. It's about rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. And the Oracle's message is second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or a loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So this could relate to relationships. This could relate to your abundance, to prosperity. This could relate to just general energy in your life. And it can talk about how, you know, endings come in many forms, and now it's time to stop holding on to what needs to die in order for something else to grow in its place. For some of you, this can talk about a transformation within yourself, or a transformation within a relationship that maybe you thought was headed towards a breakup or headed towards some sort of separation. With Unfinished Symphony following, it can even represent something that you felt like you failed at in regards to a career or a job, but you're getting this sort of second chance from the universe, it seems. We have number 10, Unfinished Symphony. So this is about unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, a lack of closure, the need to make amends. So for some of you, there is some sort of lack of closure here, or there's some sort of need to transform literally within some sort of personal connection of yours. But there's some sort of lesson that keeps being repeated. So if you find yourself like attracting the same kind of person and it leading to the same sort of outcome, and you're kind of wondering like, well, I'm doing all this growth and all this healing, why do I keep attracting the same sort of narcissistic people? This could be in regards to a friendship, it could be in regards to a job, or just something in your life that seems to be like a blockage. And the universe really wants you to release it, but there's some sort of pattern here, some sort of lesson that has to be learned. So the Oracle's message for this card is this is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance, so that's all about surrendering, which we talked about with regeneration. Take inventory so that the emotional, psychological closure can occur and answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you're leaving things unfinished and or, with the round and round card, dwelling in the past. Reflect on what is past so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. All right, so for some of you, this is really talking about release. And the need for things to end in order for there to be a new beginning. And like I said, you guys, this can be in relation to anything. It can literally be in relation to a personal relationship. It can be in relation to a job or just some sort of life lesson. And with Mercury retrograde approaching, Mars entering Gemini and Virgo season, I feel like there is going to be a lot of just Mercury energy on the forefront, on the forecast, quite literally, kind of leading us towards introspection. I'm really getting like a tower moment with these cards, hermit kind of vibes, but tower moment before the star, which is how it comes in the major arcana. It's the tower and then the star, and it talks about like this radical shift and change and realization in order for there to be healing and finding the light and all of that beautiful stuff that comes afterwards. So I see that some of you guys are in this very transformative energy right now. All right, you guys, so I'm going to get into the live for tonight. If you guys were interested in booking a reading, you can. All that information is down below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the chat, and I will do my best to answer it verbally. So I'm going to start off with Trina, and I am going to pull up her question. Okay. All right. So, hello, gorgeous Trina. Okay. So, you got an 18 plus and channeled messages. You're currently with Bradford and your friends today because your friends are moving out of their apartment. Krizia, I got you. You are next on the list. And into a new one, and we've been helping them. We haven't said a word to each other though, LOL, surprise. But anyways, I just want to ask the question you suggested in the last reading, like what's going on in Bradford and Hunter's connection? Because you said there was sort of a tower moment. I might not be able to join though. Okay. So, Trina, I love you. I know that you're probably busy right now. So let's do this reading. You're on 18 plus and channeled messages. Already 2 major arcana are coming out. I think I'm going to keep it because I felt like it was meant to be. So we have the World and Justice coming through. So things coming very full circle within this connection. Things that we had talked about months ago are now coming into fruition and playing out in real life. And it feels like the Justice, you know, energy here is more on a grander universal scale, in that like the scales are quite literally harmonizing, and the things that we sort of talked about with that World energy are coming full circle. It's funny that the World is coming out because it also talks about moving and you're like helping your friends move out of their apartment. So that's really funny. And then with Justice energy here, it seems like the scales are balancing, but it's so interesting, the imagery, because like this is you're just trying to like peek and wonder and like what's going on like with their connection. So the question is, what's going on with Bradford and Hunter's connection? What's going on with Bradford's and Hunter's connection? What's going on with Bradford and Hunter's connection? Ooh, we have the Devil. 3 major arcana. I hadn't even really asked the question when I pulled these 2, and it felt like these 2 were sort of symbolic of what was kind of going on between you both. This is not really how I would read a spread, but once I asked the question, the Devil came out. So what is going on in Bradford and Hunter's connection? What is going on in Bradford and Hunter's connection? We have Death. So another major arcana. Clarify the World for me. We have the King of Pentacles. Okay, well, not good. I mean, we have the Devil and then we have Death. It definitely seems like not good. We have the Knave of Wands in reverse, clarifying justice. Clarify the Devil for me. Clarify the Devil in terms of Bradford and Hunter's connection. We have the Star. Clarify Death for me. Clarify Death. Seven of Cups. And then let's clarify the World and Justice again. Clarify the World. And clarify Justice again. Okay. What is going on in Bradford and Hunter's connection? They're not working well together. I mean, they're not like, I would assume that things are a little muddled in their connection, a little confusing as to like what really is going on. I don't even think they know the answer to that. There could be some arguments. I feel like they're not really getting along. That's a big energy here with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying justice. Like something is unfair and something is kind of not right in the connection. We have the Knave of Fire, the Knave of Wands in reverse as well. It's interesting because we have the Devil and then clarifying it we have the Stars. I'm going to kind of like jump around, which is not how I usually read, but this is just so jumpy. We have the Star and it's clarifying the Devil, and to me the Star is always this very positive card. It talks about like someone who's, you know, can be very special, is very unique, very irreplaceable. This can talk about someone that has an influence. This can talk about someone who has an influence over someone else and that this person puts them on a pedestal. And all those things may be true in how Bradford sees Hunter. That's not the question we're asking. The question we're asking is what's going on in this connection. And I feel like what this Star represents, clarifying the Devil, is that on the surface, you know, there are things, but beneath the surface, those things are being illuminated. I feel like there's a lot of like codependency, toxicity, a lot of codependency, because the Devil talks about codependency, and it can talk about codependency on substance. It can talk about, you know, drinking, alcoholism, like shopping, spending too much money, you know, all that negative stuff. But I feel like codependency in this regards talks about how she kind of has him playing like a puppet. Like she has his strings and she's kind of pulling him around like a puppet. And the Star, you know, in this deck, I think she looks kind of like sneaky, kind of weird, how she's represented in this deck. And she's, you know, put on a pedestal, and I feel like because he admires her and looks up to her, you know, she has been able to really pull his strings and like get him to do a lot of things that maybe normally he wouldn't do. Another thing that I'm seeing is just metaphorically, there's a lot of things that are coming to light, coming to surface, and they're things that are touching upon like the need to heal. So they might be triggering each other and mirroring each other in some sort of way. And on a divine level, this is happening because there are issues that are being confronted, that they're being confronted with, that they need to literally heal and ascend in order to move forward, which is what we know about when we're on a spiritual path. But neither of these people are on a spiritual path, and we already know that. So they just might be like, it just might come off as toxic. You know, it might be a connection where they're just fighting a lot, and there just might be a lot of like bullshit. And with the Death card here, and then the Seven of Cups clarifying, I feel like either he or her or both of them are thinking about separating or ending things. I don't know which person it is, and I almost feel like it's mutual. It could be that, you know, he wants to explore other options, and maybe the other options has to do with you. But I feel like Death is more literal here. You know, Death obviously in the tarot can represent transformation and it can represent change, but I don't necessarily see that here with all the other energy, the Moon energy, the Knave of Wands in reverse, the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Like, I don't necessarily see them working things out and working together, because they're totally not. I see this more as like an ending card, especially because we are ending with this card, and then I had to clarify it. But with the Seven of Cups, I feel like there's just other opportunities that are calling his name or calling her name, or like I said, it's mutual. Maybe she has a lot of options, maybe he has a lot of options, and maybe they're both like just not necessarily, you know, like meshing, like they're just not in a very compatible energy. And then going back, I really wanted to clarify the world, because the world kind of felt like it was meant for you and your you guys and your connection, but it goes back to talk about how this is coming very full circle. We predicted this. Now he's in the moon energy, so he doesn't really know what's going on in this connection. I feel like he's trying with the King of Pentacles, like he's trying to be sincere, he's trying to be loyal, he's trying to be consistent, but I don't think that, you know, is mutual with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have that over justice, so I don't think it's fair. I don't think there's parity here. I don't think there's harmony here. I think one person is putting in a lot of work and the other person is creating a lot of chaos and conflict. I'm not going to point fingers. You'll be able to kind of evaluate that however it resonates. But with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, I just don't see them working well together. And then we have the Knave of Wands in reverse, and because of that initial, like, you know, on a compatible level, on a chemistry level, them not working together, there's not a lot of sex going on here. With the Knave of Wands in reverse, it's like there's not a lot of passion, there's not a lot of like kissing, there's not a lot of like flirting, you know what I'm saying? When you kind of want that in a relationship, like if it's all bad all the time, that's negative, right? And, you know, at least like if there's like a fight, you know, kiss and make up, but I don't see that. Like I don't see a lot of like sexual passion. It could even be furthermore that, like, you know, she doesn't even want to have sex with him, or he doesn't want to have sex with her, you know, however it goes. So I'm just kind of getting the energy that honestly shit has hit the fan. And both of them are kind of like, I think the reason why I keep saying it could be back and forth and it could be mutual is because I feel like both of them could just completely move on. Like they could both outgrow each other. We have children coming out, and I'm reading this more as like they're both acting childish. And I'm not reading this as like, oh, like they're children. They're gonna have children together. I'm reading this more as like they're acting childish towards each other. Very forgiving and learning. So I feel like there's just a lot of like things that need to be healed. We have to pay attention to the red flags. And like I said, with things coming to the surface, there's red flags that maybe he had already seen, and they're just completely coming to the forefront of the connection. There seems to also be a disconnect here, and I don't know where that's coming from, but one of them is like really not that emotional. Like they just don't give a fuck. I honestly feel like it's her energy, but I just like hate saying that out loud. But with the Devil, I also think it takes two to tango, and I feel like the codependency is on both sides. I feel like there might be some problem here with drinking, some sort of drinking problem that might be on his side, but I definitely feel like she has him kind of working around like a puppet. I'm hearing that song, like I Fall Apart by Post Malone. Okay, we have Here and Now. So I'm going to read from the book. I always like to like refresh myself on what the book says these cards mean. 32, Here and Now. Okay, so this is the relationship message is you are moving towards deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know you're meant to make this connection, this union blessed by the divine will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. With this new development, you'll see evidence of grace in your life. So I'm honestly reading this card more as like literal, like here and now, like this was something that kind of progressed and I did get into a relationship, and now that feels like it's kind of like coming to an end. And then in regards to like your connection with him, I feel like you can really take that oracle message literally, but it even further on it, like a spiritual level with the world and justice coming out. This just kind of goes to show that you can really trust yourself, Trina, and you can really trust your intuition. You can really trust spirit and spirit's guidance towards you, because this is coming really full circle, and it's really playing out the way that we said it would. And there is a chance that he's going to come back towards you, but the reason why he went off towards this path and into a relationship with someone else is because clearly there were some things that both of them needed to trigger each other with in order for them to heal, or at least in order to activate some sort of healing, because that is the whole point. I mean, we don't just go through shit to go through shit. This is not just like some funny puppet game to the universe or to God or whatever you believe in. This is actually like a series of tests and a series of lessons to help strengthen us and strengthen our souls and our character. And it's supposed to help us heal in the long run. And I guess, believe it or not, we sign up for it and blah, 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 blah. So I feel like with him and with her, you know, this was something that had to happen the way that it did. And it was better off with them doing it to each other than you and him doing it to each other, because that's not that positive. And we have regeneration. So definitely with death here, expect the connection between you two to transform in some sort of way. All right, so I am going to do your channel messages. What would he say to you about this? Because you guys were really good friends before all this went down, and let's say he finally opens up to you. What would he say to you about this? Okay, well, we have the sun coming out in reverse, but one second. Hi, Queen Fantasy Whitney. I got you. I will put you on the list. You're number 3. Right now we are on number 1. Thank you so much, love. Okay, so Trina, sorry, back to you. What would he say to you about the situation? We have the sun in reverse. I keep dropping my cards on the floor. We have, yeah, I feel like he totally would talk to you about this and just like full on like rant. We have the Ace of Swords coming out. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Water. A lot of energy of like, you were right, I was wrong. But listen up, like listen to this. She is super unhappy right now with like how things played out, because I do think, like, aside from being right and wrong, like he did have high hopes for this connection, as anyone would, you know, going into a connection. Like, we don't really go into things hoping that they end miserably, like, at all. Tower. Whoa, whoa, what card is that? Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Let me go grab it. Okay. Ending with the Hermit. All right, what would he say to you? We have the Three of Cups in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles. I'm super unhappy with how things, you know, are going, how they've played out. I mean, I just like, honestly, at the end of the day, I wish I could talk to you about all of this, and I feel like you would totally understand me, but I don't talk to you about it because I don't want it to like rub it in your face, and I also kind of don't want to hear like I told you so and all that stuff that I'm hearing from like our friends. But I just feel like I worked really hard like in this connection. I feel like I did a lot for her, and like nothing was ever enough. It was like never enough. And I feel like, you know, like looking back on it, like I feel like you've been really kind and endearing and patient with me, and I just feel really shitty that I like was so distracted by like this shiny new thing, and I thought this person was really stable and really cool and like zen, but it turns out that they're fucking just not. And like it's really just made me think, you know, I just really am out of my mind, in my mind. I don't even know what to think, but I'm just not having a good time. I'm not having fun. And I feel like my friends, our friends, are mad at me about sort of, you know, not really hanging out with all of you guys the way that we used to, and having fun the way that we used to. I want things to go back to normal, and my intention would be to come back around in a way more sincere way. And I feel like deserving of everything that's kind of gone down with her, because it's almost put things in perspective. Like, I realize now how, like, you must feel about certain situations, or how I've treated you, and I realize that I have to really be certain about, like, you know, who I'm going to commit my time to and my energy, and like where I place this emphasis, like how I have to protect my heart, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I don't know, I'm really upset. I'm really upset. I'm hurt. I'm honestly hurt by how everything played out, but I'll be fine. I'll get through it. You know, I'll just probably bury myself in work and try to forget all of it, but it's gonna be a long time until, like, I want, you know, a relationship again, and I kind of want you to know that up front. But I definitely want to try to be friends with you again. I don't want to ruin, like, whatever you have going on right now. Like, you look really happy and you look content, and I don't want to, like, come in and fuck that up. And I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want anything to do with me, honestly, but I legitimately want to come towards you in a friendship way, and try my best to be more sincere and communicate better. And I mean, I think it'll always be hard. Like, I'm always going to be attracted to you and I'm always going to be tempted by you, but I'm not going to try to cross that line at all. And you know, I'm gonna try to, we'll just be friends. I think we'll just try to be friends, and we'll try to stitch back our group together, because I feel like our group has kind of fallen apart, or maybe that's just me because it's my fault. But anyway, what's gone down here in this connection has just, like, it's definitely good gym motivation, but it's fucked me up. Like, this person was not who they said they were, and I really put a lot of my eggs in that basket, and ultimately I'm really hurt and I feel stupid, because I really was looking forward to something being very, like, consistent and cool, and you know, it turned out to just be a fucking bunch of stress. So that's me, but I don't know. I'm hoping you'll take me back as your friend at the very least. I know that I have to kind of keep my distance when it comes to being sexual with you, but just know that I care about you a lot, and I miss you, and I always have, and I always will. And I'm sorry for everything that I've kind of put you through and done, and I take ownership over that. All right, Trina, so that was your channeled messages from your person. Thank you so much for joining the live. I know you're not actually here, but I love you and I appreciate you, and I really hope that resonated. I'm gonna move on to the next person, which is Kazia. And I believe Kazia got an 18+ as well. If you guys wanted to book, you can. All the information is in the description box below. I have a few spots left for tonight. Okay, so you got an 18+ and channeled oracle or some sort of add-on, but you want to know how the person you've recently reconnected feels about you. Or you got a regular deck pull and channeled messages. I don't know, let me know. But you want to know, how does the person you've recently reconnected with feels about you? How does the person that you've recently reconnected with feel about you? We have strength to start. How does a person that you've recently reconnected with feel about you? Wow, we have the 10 of Pentacles. How does a person that you've recently... 6 of Cups. the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So you've recently reconnected with someone and you're wondering how they feel about you. So clarify strength for me. Clarify strength. Just one card. Clarify strength. Wow, the cards just want to fly like all over the place. Okay, we have the Hierophant. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, this is really good. The Nine of Cups. Clarify the Six of Cups. The Knight of Wands, and clarify the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Clarify the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, we have... Well, you know what's so interesting? On the bottom of the deck, we have Judgment, and that wanted to come out, and then we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. All right, so there's definitely a history with this person. I don't know what happened, but they definitely want to... I think they originally reconciled, like, just wanting sex with the Knight of Wands energy, clarifying the Six of Cups. Like, I definitely think they reconciled because they missed you, and they missed you sexually, and they've always been, like, very attracted to you. I don't know what went down in the past, but I definitely feel like they want to do things differently and take ownership. But upon, like, reconciling and, like, reconnecting... because Judgment is all about, like, life after death, basically. Like, right when you thought everything was, like, done and ended, like, boom, bam, Judgment, Judgment Day. So it's interesting. I feel like this person, like, came through with the intention of it being, like, a sexual connection or a sexual reconciliation here. But then they just, like, I don't know, they just, something happened where they just started to really feel your energy and feel your vibes, and I don't know if you guys just really reconnected and the sparks were flying, and there was just a lot of chemistry and a lot of compatibility, but you just really got them thinking. Like, they were like, damn, like, you guys probably did reconnect sexually, and they really liked that. And I feel like this person tried really hard to, like, perform really well. The Strength card is all about, like, it's all about, like, trying to, like, fuck all night long, or trying to go, like, multiple rounds, or, you know, even just, like, fucking until, like, this person's sweating. And it's all about performance, especially, like, on the masculine side. But we have the Hierophant clarifying, so I feel like afterwards, like, the sex must have been really tantric, because afterward they were like, damn, like, I could get used to this. Like, I could be in a relationship with this person with the Hierophant and then the Ten of Pentacles. They're like, damn, this person makes me happy. And I feel like this person is, like, all of a sudden in their feels, like, quite literally. They're like, okay, shit, like, maybe this could be a thing. And maybe even furthermore, they're like, don't want anyone else to have it, you know? So they're just like, let me put a lock on it, like a lock and key. Because the Hierophant is all about, like, well, the Hierophant can represent routine and spiritual routine, but to me, it also can be a card about marriage and relationships and long-term commitment. And I think just, like, routine and consistency and commitment is what the Hierophant represents. So I feel like this person is just like, yo, I could get used to this. I could want this, like, every day. Like, maybe I'll move you into my place. So this person is, like, thinking of you in terms of, like, yes, they came at you in a sexual way, but then after the sex or whatever happened, they were like, okay, hold up, like, and then I feel like there was, like, really good conversation, really good vibes. Anyway, this person feels really comfortable with you, and they're now, like, how they feel about you and how they're viewing you right now is just, like, it's so correlated, like, one to another. Like, they are viewing you as super sexy and loving the sex, and then at the same time, they're, like, wanting, like a lot more. I mean, let's be honest, the Ten of Pentacles is a lot more. It's like a relationship and a house and kids, and it's not like little, like, white picket fence American dream type of material fantasy. We have that Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is just, it can talk to, you know, how this person is feeling really happy, or you make them really happy, and you satisfy them, like, for sure. And then they were thinking about how they missed you with the Six of Cups, and there was this element of nostalgia. And but they're still sort of like a fuckboy. Like, I'm not gonna lie. We have the Knight of Wands. They still have these like sexual underlining intentions, and that, you know, could have been the problem in the past. There's definitely some sort of sticky situation in the past where this person might have, like, you guys might have separated. There might have been a no contact with the Five of Pentacles in reverse or the Eight of Swords in reverse. At one point in time, these were in the upright. This person left you out feeling in the cold, like they didn't clue you in on what they wanted or what they were looking for, and they were just probably really inconsistent. And then they got you really trapped in your head. Like, you started thinking like maybe something was wrong with you, or I don't know what happened, but something happened in the past. And I feel like they're acknowledging that with the King of Pentacles, and then we had that Judgment on the bottom of the deck. Like, they're acknowledging that they're coming back. But instead of being just like a measly ass knight, they're coming through as a king. And I feel like if they want to come through as a king, if they want to acknowledge that and take responsibility for the past and like take ownership of that, then cool, like move things along, like everything can be fine. But if they start to show them fuckboy symptoms again, you know what to do. So I just feel like this person, how they're feeling about you is like, they feel really comfortable with you. They're very attracted to you. They think that you are really sexy. You might honestly not be into them. You might not even be into them. You might just be kind of wondering like what they're thinking of you. I feel like they're coming through trying to make more effort than they did in the past. This person, yeah, they're very, very attracted to you. This person feels like you have legs for days, like for days. And then if you wear like heels, they're even like longer, like what the fuck. And they also like how like you ride them if you're ever like on top. They feel like you kind of like ride them like a full-on equestrian. This person just really likes how you handle their stuff, their junk, you know. They're just like, okay, well, you know what you're doing there. And they like that you're very like open-minded and very playful. Again, the playfulness energy also speaks to the comfortability energy with you, and this person just feeling very comfortable with you, and feeling like they can maybe open up to you and be intimate with you in ways that they haven't been with other people. This person really loves your booty, and they really want you to just like bend over for them. Okay, so we have Yang and Imagine. So this person's definitely, you know, King of Wands. He's in a masculine energy. Masculine energy doesn't always speak to like, oh, he's acting like a dude. Like, it doesn't speak to gender. It speaks to energy. And Yang is all about doing. It's all about action. Yin is all about like attracting and sitting. So I feel like with the Yang energy, like this person does want to take, you know, and strength, action towards you in some sort of way, and they're just kind of thinking and how they're going to do that, but they have made their mind up about that. And then we have Imagine, and that's that Ten of Pentacles. Is like, I feel like this person's really imagining all the different scenarios that could play out between you guys if you were to like pursue something with one another. So let's do your channeled oracle. Let's see what this person would say to you. Okay, all the cards on the floor. All the cards on the floor. The Nine of Cups can also talk about, and the Six of Cups, any kind of Cups energy in an 18 plus can talk about head. So I feel like this person, you know, likes giving you head, and they like receiving head from you. We have Marry Me. I never want to lose you. Okay, so we could take it literally. We have the Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles. They're like, marry me, like quite literally. I never want to lose you. We have Your Trouble. We have I Love You. Okay, the whole thing. And Baby Daddy. And everything about you is flawless. So they could be your baby daddy, or they want to be your baby daddy, or you have a baby daddy somehow in the mix, and then they think everything about you is flawless. And yeah, this person is like I said, they had sex with you and they were like, I love you, let's get married. So they're definitely thinking in like terms of long-term commitments. All right, Krizia, I hope that resonated. Thank you so much for joining me here on the live, and I really appreciate you. I'm going to move on to the next person, and Rigo, I got you as well. You are number 4, and we're about to move on to number 3, which is Whitney. Okay. Hi, my girl. Hi, Queen Fantasy. All right, so you got a 4-card spread, and you want to know, will your person come forward and admit emotions? Will your person come forward and admit emotions? This is for Whitney. Will her person come forward? Let's get 1 card at a time, Spirit. Come forward and admit emotions. Will her person come forward and admit emotions? We have the King of Cups. That's a good sign. Will her person come forward and, okay, cards are everywhere. We have the Knight of Wands. Will her person come forward and admit emotions? We have the Ten of Pentacles. Will her person come forward and admit emotions? And we have the 5 of Wands. I'll keep that Page of Swords. Okay. This is so interesting. It's such a little contradiction too, and just energetically, as I was shuffling the cards, I was seeing little cards here and there, and I was like, is this gonna pop out? Is that gonna pop out? Okay, well, the King of Cups, if someone's going to admit emotions, it's gonna be the King of Cups, because his waters run deep. And I feel like the King of Cups is someone who is very emotionally developed and mature. They're someone that's comfortable, stating their feelings. They, don't feel like it makes them less of a man. They don't, have any problem with it. And I feel like they're very sincere as well in, talking about how they feel. So the King of Cups to start is a really good sign. But then we have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, we all know in tarot to be a whole ass fuckboy. And this is someone who kind of exclusively works through passion and ego. This is someone who, wants what they want in the moment, and that moment is fleeting, and the next moment they want something else. So this is someone who might come at you in a very sexual way. They're very physical. They might not necessarily know how to lead anything towards a commitment or expressing themselves in a very heartfelt way. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles speaks to this whole imagery. It's long-term relationships, commitment, a family, material harvest, kids, a home, the whole enchilada. And then we have the 5 of Wands, which kind of speaks to drama and chaos and not knowingness. And then the Page of Swords, which is fast communication. The Page is very immature, very novice. This is someone who is not emotionally developed. So like I said, contradicting cards here. Yes, it's a good sign. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Cups. But here's the thing. The King of Cups is ruled by water. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This is someone who could have a lot of Neptune energy in their chart. This is someone who has a lot of fantasies. I feel like part of those fantasies is the Ten of Pentacles. They do imagine a life with you. They do imagine kids with you. They do see you as this potential person that they can have these things with. But what they do about it in their actions is more along the lines of the Knight of Wands and the 5 of Wands. I feel like this person is not ready to really give up some sort of bachelor lifestyle. I feel like this person is not really ready to give up being single or fucking around or being just physical, or maybe they're just not, they're just like commitment phobe. So they can have deep emotions, but that doesn't mean that they have like deep loyalty or deep commitment. And then we have the Page of Swords. Will they admit these emotions? Yeah, they'll admit these emotions. And like I said, they can have deep emotions, they can have big fantasies, but what are they gonna do with it but send you like a fucking text with the Page of Swords and be like, yo, like I like you. They're not really going to like express themselves in this like heartfelt way. You know, they're not necessarily gonna send you like a poem or like flowers. This is someone who, you know, might have these feelings for you, these emotions for you, and yeah, I see them admitting it, but they might admit it in such a nonchalant, casual way, like, yeah, I like you, like I really like you, like you're super cool. Or they might say something just that is kind of a reach, like you would have to be reaching really to like get meaning out of it, because it's just so like whatever. But does it mean with the Five of Wands and the Knight of Wands that they're going to offer you something? Not necessarily. I know that wasn't your question. You're just kind of asking, will this person come forward and admit their emotions? And I think the answer to that question plainly is yes, but I don't think you should expect it to be anything deep. Even if they are deep, even if they have a lot of depth to them, there's something in their chart, maybe their moon sign or their Mercury or whatever the fuck's going on, doesn't allow them to express these deep feelings. So they might be very deep, they might have a lot of heart, but they're not very good at putting those into words, putting those things into words, if that makes sense. Let's pull some oracle for you. Yeah, we have no place like home. So this person, I feel like, you know, is very comfortable with you when they're with you. I feel like this is someone who views you as like you have a home-like feel to you. They feel very comfortable, maybe even literally in your home. They feel like you are like a companion to them. They feel like this relationship is emotionally safe and comfortable and familiar. So I do feel like this person, you know, really does want these things with you. But something about the Knight of Wands and the Five of Wands energy, even the Page of Swords, is like they're not ready to actually slow themselves down to be with you. Like they can imagine these things with you, they'd want these things with you, but then like if you were like, okay, well you have to give up this other part of you, which is like the part of them that is like a huge fuckboy, I don't know if they would necessarily be ready for that. So that is sort of what I'm seeing for you. I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much for joining the live. I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm gonna move on to the next person, which is Rigo. You're so welcome. Hi Rigo, how are you? All right, so you got a regular deck pool. Let's get into it. And if you guys wanted to book, I have 3 spots left for tonight. So if you guys wanted to snag those 3 spots, I have 3 spots left for tonight. All right. Okay. So will you get the job you are setting for? And is there anything you should be aware about? Okay. Let's get into it. Will you get the job that you're studying for? Will Rigo get the job that he's studying for? We have Judgment to start. We have the Seven of Swords. Will Rigo get the job that he is studying for? We have the Five of Cups. We have the Two of Pentacles. Clarify and Judgment. We have the Ace of Wands. Clarify the Seven of Swords for me. We have the Eight of Wands. Clarify the Five of Cups for me. No! We have the Three of Swords. Clarify the Two of Pentacles for me. We have the Page of Wands. Okay, what are you studying for? What job is this? I'm going to pull some oracle up front so I can get a good picture. Will he get the job he's studying for? I feel like, okay, I'm getting like two messages. As far as just reading the tarot, it would be like a no, but there's more to it. Like, I definitely feel like you can get any job if you get your real estate license and hang your license wherever, with any kind of agency. If there's like a specific agency, then for whatever reason, I don't know. But I feel like on just a bigger scale, like, even if it sounds kind of like too spiritual, it's basically saying like this is just not your path. Like, this is like, you can totally get the job, yes, totally. You can hang your license wherever, but is this your path? No. Should you waste your time on this? No. Because there's a lot of disappointment that's going to come through. So like, let's say with Judgment, let's say you do get the job and you pass the test and all that great stuff. Then what follows, like the actual business of it, is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords talks about like, okay, so let's say there's like an actual job offer on the table, and let's say you met with a broker and that broker told you your split, like your commission split, and like, let's say they're like, you're gonna get this much, I'm gonna get this much, blah 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 blah, we're super successful, yeah, fuck yeah, we're super cool here. And then you get the job and like they don't have any fucking listings, the split is not what he said it would be. There's some sort of level of like sneakiness in here with the Seven of Swords. So I don't know if someone promised you something, or if this is just the general promise of real estate, like, oh, it's super abundant, super great, but it's really not going to turn out to be that way. We have the Five of Cups here, and the Five of Cups talks to just being at a loss, you know, and it's an emotional loss because it's about like investing into something and then feeling like this just fucking didn't work out. So with the Five of Cups and then the Three of Swords clarifying, which I'll get to, but the Three of Swords is all about disappointment, it's about heartbreak, even more so it's about stress. It's just kind of about like, okay, well, what the fuck, you know? And then the Two of Pentacles talks about juggling. Pentacles is all about like money and material and like something concrete. And this is about juggling opportunity. So if you have something else going on and then you're simultaneously trying to do the real estate thing, you're going to be taking away energy, and good energy at that, by putting it into something that kind of is showing up in the cards as like not necessarily being a successful venture. So it's gonna just almost fill up your plate and like make you busy in an unnecessary way, if that makes sense. Because honestly, and I'm kind of speaking from experience, like I'm definitely reading the cards dead on, but from experience, because I did real estate myself, there's a lot of like downtime. Like there's a lot of just sitting there like at a listing or trying to find a buyer, and it's just, you know, unless you're with a really kick-ass brokerage that promises like listings, and I'm even seeing here at the Seven of Swords like promises that might have been over exaggerated and not necessarily the truth, like someone's being sneaky, and I don't know if you're like dealing with a very specific person, but they're just not being honest with you, with the Seven of Swords, and then that Eight of Wands clarifying. But anyway, the Two of Pentacles just talks about like so much on your plate that you like are gonna topple over. So then we have the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands speaks to passion, it speaks to opportunity within passion, it talks about creative endeavors, and then with judgments and regeneration. Sorry, I'm kind of like ahead of myself with my talking. But with the regeneration here, it talks about like if this fails, you have something else, like a creative project or creative endeavor or something else, a bunch of other things actually that you could pursue. Like you'll always have that. You'll always like have that energy. You'll always be this like person that has other things that you can focus on. But the question is, do you really want to focus on more than one thing? Is that really your path? Like with regeneration, it talks about things not working out, but better things coming in result of it. It talks about endings so that there can be new beginnings. And I feel like this is something that might not work out. It could be a hard lesson you have to learn. Like you might have to learn the hard way and like go through the whole process and like work at the brokerage and do the whole thing for like 6 months and then realize, oh shit, like I should have just done this the whole time. Like this is my calling, you know, like something else. Like maybe you are that kind of person where you have to like really go through all of it and like learn it like full circle. But I think that's what's so cool about tarot, because I'm just telling you up front, like not to do that, like not to waste your fucking time, because there's just so many red flags. Like the Eight of Wands talks about being overwhelmed. It talks about being overwhelmed with people around you with the Seven of Swords. So like I said, I don't know if there's like someone you've spoken to or a couple of people, or like you're supposed to work for a very specific job, or it's just not what they said it is. It's a complete like fucking setup is what it feels like. We have the Three of Swords. Clarifying the Five of Cups, like you're gonna be pretty heartbroken, and it could be heartbroken, you know, it doesn't have to be like your little heart, like you could just be kind of stressed about it, because you've put so much like effort, you know, and so much time, so much energy, so much stress into something. And then the Page of Wands, it's like ultimately the better path, the greater path has to do with your passion. It has to do with something that truly gets you up in the morning. So whatever it is that energizes you, if it's real estate, then choose real estate. But if there's something else that energizes you, then definitely focus on that and try not to like overcrowd your plate. Now, I tell everyone, I tell all my clients, especially when it comes to like career advice, you know, following your passion, yes, that's a great energy to be in and yada yada, but that doesn't necessarily pay the bills. And I understand like having to work like a legitimate job in order to do so. But I wouldn't like, not to be like a menace, but I wouldn't necessarily consider real estate like a legitimate job. So I understand like, okay, like, oh, pursue your clothing line or this or that. Like I know that that isn't always a full-time thing and that isn't always an option. They call it moonlighting. Moonlighting is when you work a regular job and you pursue your passion on the side. But the problem with this is that this would be like, this would have to be a passion as well. It's like you got this passion and that passion, you're juggling both passions, and then like the real money and the real job is like not there. And so it's just like gonna cause a lot of friction and a lot of stress. But the big but is ultimately, milk and honey, you are destined for success. And I've seen this in a reading with you before. You are destined for success. It might be one of those things where you have to take the road less traveled. It might be one of those things where you have to take a path that seems a little more difficult on the surface, but you are destined for some sort of greatness. Milk and honey speaks to abundance, and it speaks to prosperity, and it speaks to like really, really good things coming for you and coming into the mix. But just like from the cards, I'm telling you, like don't take a path that is not necessary. And this one just seems like a ton of red flags all across the board, and you might feel like at the end of the day that you've like wasted your time. So that is what I'm seeing for you. I really hope that resonated. And yeah, I'm sorry if that wasn't like the answer that you're necessarily looking for. All right, you guys, so I have 3 spots left. Let me check who has booked and like what's going on. But I hope everyone is doing well. Okay. So, okay. Nancy, I got you. Booney Shell, I got you as well. And Kat, I got you. So Nancy, you are number 5, which is next. And then Booney Shell number 6, Kat number 7. And I'll extend this for 2 more questions. I mean, 2 more people. So if 2 more people want to join, I'll book you in, and then I'm gonna close this live up because you girls gotta get up early tomorrow. So we have Nancy, you are next. Okay, and Bianca, I got you. All right, you guys, I have literally 1 spot left for tonight. Bianca, you are number 8. So if someone wants to snag that up. But Nancy, you got an 18 plus. Or you got a regular deck pool and channeled oracle. And you want to know, how does Gabe feel for you and his channeled messages to you? I'm sorry, Rigo. I mean, honestly, I have like honest experience. I did the real estate thing. You gotta be so passionate about it, so involved in it to create some sort of like name for yourself. Otherwise, you just really are working under someone else who has like a big name, and you know, it's like a Shark Tank, and they're very like very greedy sharks. Okay, so how does Gabe feel for you? How does Gabe feel for Nancy? We have the 9 of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, how does Gabe feel for Nancy? 10 of Pentacles. Clarify the 9 of Cups for me. Clarify the Queen. Clarify the Queen of Wands for me. How does Gabe feel for Nancy? How does Gabe feel for Nancy? We have Temperance. How does Gabe feel for Nancy? Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. We have Judgment in reverse. Okay, so I don't know if you and this person have a history, but maybe give me a little bit of context so I know where to take this. And clarify the 10 of Pentacles. Like, are you guys currently together? Have you been together in the past? Separation? Like that kind of thing. Okay, and then we have the 2 of Wands. And had a few conversations. Okay, so, okay, then I need to clarify this. Why do we have the 10 of Wands here? Clarify the 10 of Wands. Clarify the 10 of Wands. Okay, well that's confusing. So clarify the 7 of Cups in reverse. Another reverse. Oh my god. Clarify Judgment. Alright. Okay, so this person's like I mean, I'm sure they're super cool on the surface and they're very into you for sure, but this person has some unresolved issues. Like within their own relationship, like past relationship, there's something they're totally not healed from. This really strikes me as someone that is trying to rush into something else, you know, like they're trying to, I don't know if you guys met on a dating website or you like how you met, but they're definitely like swiping hard and they're trying really hard to replace the memory of whatever they just got out of, whatever they went through in their past relationship, which, you know, it's not that they're not over their ex, because I think they are over it. It's just that it left them damaged. Like, I don't know what happened in their past relationship, but it was fucking stressful and it was a lot of work and it was very tiresome and it made this person feel really insecure and just really like unaccomplished. I don't know if this person like invested a lot of time and a lot of energy and thought this was going to go all the way, but they're definitely going through a tower moment. And the tower comes before the star in the tarot, in the major arcana, and the star is all about healing. So the tower is like everything falling apart, and then right after that is like the healing and going towards the light. So this person, they might have presented themselves as like finite and stable, but they're not at all. This person is currently going through some sort of tower moment. So aside from that, like background, how they feel about you is they think you're super cool. I mean, they love that you're very independent. They think you're very self-assured. They like that you make yourself happy, that like maybe you are very content on your own, you're content with or without them. They just see you as someone who has a really nice, relaxed energy about you. They think you're very sexy with the Queen of Wands. They're very attracted to you. They really love your facial features. I don't know if you have like fairer skin, but they like when your cheeks get rosy and like full of blush. They just think you really stand out from a crowd. They're kind of excited to see like where things will progress and where they'll go, and they're just trying to be really patient. Again, they're trying to be zen and act cool and then stay cool, but they're imagining, and that's why like the Ten of Pentacles, and that's why I'm kind of like red flag, is because they're already like, if this is not deep and you've only had a few conversations, they're already considering, okay, what if we're in a relationship someday, and what if we get married? You know, they're kind of going all the way with this, which is, to me, it's like a red flag, because it's so soon, and they're already there, and they're totally not healed from whatever's happened in the past. Yeah, we have the fucking Seven of Wands clarifying the Two of Wands. So although like on the surface this is very complimentary, it's a compliment that someone is viewing you in such a high light and that you're like their ideal person, that they think that you could be like a really good wife and a really good partner. It is sort of kind of crazy how fast they're moving things along in their head. They're like, okay, I could see myself committing, and what if we get this together, and what if we have a dog together? And they're kind of like, with the Two of Wands clarifying, looking towards a future that is very committed and enriched and deep when things are not that deep yet. So I feel like you guys are just kind of at your flirting stage right now, but like they're already in their head about like this going places, that it's just fully. Yeah, we have a wedding. Like, what did I say? Like, this person's already like, okay, we could get married, like, right now. So yeah, with a lot of fire in his chart, I could see him just being overzealous and, like, you know, passionate and, like, live for the moment type of energy. But at the same time, there's so much unhealed, unresolved, like, trauma is the word I want to use, like, unresolved trauma, that they need to deal with, because they're carrying it along, and they will, with the Ten of Wands, it talks about baggage, and that's why I was like, do you have a history with this person, because there's baggage here, but of course they haven't shown that to you, but yeah, they're very attracted to you for sure. So if you're wondering like what they thought of your face, they really like your face, they really like your jawline, and they love your lips, and like whatever like lipstick you were wearing, or maybe just like naturally the color of your lips is really pretty to them. But you definitely have them in their sort of fantasies, and they're kind of looking at you as having like a very mystical quality to you, and that's something that they really like as well. I feel like they're just very competitive as well, the Seven of Wands energy coming out, and if they feel like you're with other people, it's like they want to lock you down because they don't want you to be with other people. It's like on one hand they're still getting to know you with the Two of Wands, and then on the other hand they're like, okay, well, I will fight for you. It's kind of like, kind of dramatic. We have Not For You, and we have Thinker. Interesting. Okay, so let's see what they would say to you, like what their channeled messages are. We have, I know you are seeing my messages. So I don't know if you haven't like responded to this person. I am fighting my feelings for you. I learned a lot from you. You are way more stable than me. What would they say to you? I am at war with myself. That's that power moment. Thank you for choosing me, and I know you have a lot of options. Interesting. So yeah, this person is viewing you in your full Queen of Wands energy. They are seeing you as someone who might have a ton of options, and they're seeing you as someone who could really get away from them. I think that they are definitely fighting their feelings for you because they are so quick to have them. and they're kind of at war with themselves because they are still dealing with a lot. So it's interesting stuff. I hope that resonated, Nancy. Thank you so much for joining me here and joining the live. I really appreciate you. I'm going to move on to the next person. Which is Moonishell. And I believe you got a 4-card spread. You're so welcome. And you want to know, will your ex situationship contact you again in the future? Will your ex situationship contact you in the future? Okay. We have the Fool in reverse, the 2 of Pentacles. Will your ex situationship contact you? We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, will your ex situationship contact you again in the future? Your ex situationship contact you again in the future. Okay. I feel like no. I feel like not realistically. I think this person is sort of at peace with how they left things with you, and I feel like they're not necessarily looking for a new beginning. And they feel like if they were to come towards you, it would just be a lot. I think this person is already juggling a lot on their plate, and they could be in another relationship. I don't really know. I don't really see that necessarily. I just see 2 of Pentacles, which is about just juggling a lot on your plate. It's like you have too much in front of you, and you're about to topple over. Like, it's enough to like add something else. You'll just completely like not be able to handle it. So I think managing another connection or remanaging an old connection with you, an old flame, would be sort of difficult for them. I don't know if this person moved away or if they moved at a distance, but I feel like with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, this can talk about how and the Fool in reverse, like, I just don't think they're necessarily looking for a reconnection or reconciliation here. I do feel like this person is at peace with like how they left things, and I feel like they just don't necessarily have it in them or have the room or the time or the energy to create a solid foundation or to re-stabilize the foundation that you guys did have. Because I do think that they are taking some sort of accountability for the fact that the connection didn't necessarily have the strongest foundation, and they know that if they were to come towards you, it would have to sort of be repaved, like quite literally. And they just don't think that they would be able to do that for you, and they think you deserve more than what they could give you. So I don't think that they will be contacting you again in the future, but I think they do wish you well, and I do think that they hope that you are at peace and you're also at peace and you're doing well. All right, so that is what I'm seeing for you. I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much, love, for joining the live once again. I really appreciate you. I'm going to move on to the next person, which is Cat. Okay, yes, Cat. That was not a question. Hi, Cat, how are you? So you got an 18 plus and channeled messages. And then after Cat is Bianca. So you were inspired by my recent pick a card. You were wondering, how did Ethan think about sex with you? Also a goodbye message from him. Hopefully this helps me get closure on him because I can't stop thinking about him. We're missing him. Aww. I hope you're doing well. I know you had some health related things, and I hope that those things cleared up and you're in better spirits. So how did Ethan feel about sex with you? We have the Fool. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Tower in reverse. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. How did he feel about sex with you? How did he feel about sex with you? We have the Queen of Wands. How did he feel about sex with you? We have the Three of Wands. How did he feel about sex with you? Five of Wands. Okay, and the King of Water in reverse. Okay, so oh, that's good. Okay, definitely keep me updated. So how did he feel about sex with you? I mean, he definitely felt like it was a fire, like really super sexy and hot. They liked how like open-minded you were. I think this person was just, well, I think Ethan was just like super attracted to you. I think that they like to hear you moan, and they like to kind of listen to you. I feel like this person tried to like, you know, do other things with you, like butt play and all these other things, and they just kind of liked like messing with you and teasing with you, teasing you. The Fool talks about someone who is just down and like wants to try out different things, and will just kind of take that blind leap of faith towards those things. So I feel like this person, I feel like Ethan was really attracted to that and really loved that aspect of the sex. With the King of Pentacles, I feel like they also really enjoyed like the consistency. Like there was this huge element of like, although you're friends with benefits with the Three of Wands, like there was like consistency, or it was like a dick appointment that you would go to like once or twice a week, like every week, like that kind of thing. So they kind of looked forward to that. I feel like in some way, shape, or form they like had some sort of loyalty to you as well. I feel like they just felt like you were very almost more promiscuous than them, or they felt like they had found someone that was like really down and really nasty, and that was something that like really turned them on. I feel like with the Tower in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse, they're really missing the sex with you. So they are thinking a lot about you, just the same way that you're thinking a lot about them. I think they're going through some sort of Tower in reverse moment, which is more of a spiritual thing, whereas the Tower is like completely like shit has hit the fan and you're falling apart. But the Tower in reverse is more spiritual. It's more of an epiphany. It's more of like a like, you know, recognizing your life without some person that was in it, or just looking at things from a different perspective, maybe even a more spiritual perspective. I don't know if you guys ever got drunk together with the Three of Cups coming out in reverse, but maybe they're looking back and reminiscing on that. They missed that. They missed you guys kind of getting drunk and like being sort of nasty and just doing different things together. And you know, I feel like they also kind of regret how they never really opened up to you emotionally. Like, I think they were trying really hard to protect themselves emotionally, or they were trying to like protect the boundary with the Three of Wands, but they didn't, like, you know, they shouldn't have. It was unnecessary. And so now that you're gone, they're kind of looking back on it like, that was stupid. Like, I definitely should have expressed myself more to her. I definitely should have told her, like, you know, what she meant to me, that like I thought she was beautiful and sexy and all these great things, but I didn't, because I was so in my fucking ego, basically. Yeah, we have You Deserve Love. He's really looking at you as like really lovable, and it's like, what is there not to love? He really loved like your body, specifically your hair. Your hair is coming out a lot here. Your booty and just like your curves. But they just like really liked when you know, were kind of like submissive to them and just sort of like let them do whatever they wanted to you, and were like open-minded and also like funny about it. Like there's like, sort of like a childishness to like the sex and a playfulness, and there was like a lot of like laughter and like good times, and they really miss that. I feel like they're trying to heal in their own way, shape, and form. So I'm not going to say like they're literally like trying to heal, but I do think they are trying to move on from this in some sort of way, and I do think it's harder for them than they thought it would be. And I do think that they still have and had a lot of passion for you, for sure. So let me pull some of these oracle and see what they say. I think they also always enjoyed how you always had your nails done, your toes done, like just the little aspects, maybe like your lashes done. That's something that they really liked. Maybe they also thought you were really flexible. Well, we have like the Pinocchio here, so maybe they thought you were super flexible. But we have deep knowing, and this is like them. This is spirit saying like you already kind of know this is how they feel about you. You should have a deep knowing about this, but it's also them, you know, understanding now that things are over and that you're gone, that there was a deepness to this connection that they didn't necessarily realize until now, and that's that Tower in reverse kind of energy. So what would they say to you? What would their goodbye message be for you? What would their goodbye message be for you? We have the World in reverse. We have the Four of Swords. What would their goodbye message be for you? We have the Mirror, which is the Lovers. What would their goodbye message be for you? We have the Knight of Water. The Five of Cups in reverse. What would their goodbye message be for you? The Nine of Swords. What would their goodbye message be for you? The Queen of Swords in reverse. And the Moon in reverse. Okay, what would their goodbye message be for you? I really don't know how to feel about how things ended, but you know, they ended and I don't know what else to do or what else I'm supposed to feel. I definitely can feel the distance. I definitely can see how you have sort of withdrawn your energy from me, and it really sucks. I really wish that we could still talk, but I realized that there was some sort of like choice that you had to make, and you know, I respect your decision. I realize that it was probably necessary, you know, for whatever you were trying to achieve, but honestly, I wish someday we could like reconcile. I wish someday we could talk again, and I wish someday we could get through this. But right now, like at this moment, it's hard. I don't really understand like why we're not talking, or you know, why you ended things. I don't really understand you. I just feel kind of like blocked from you and your energy. And it was like one moment you're the sweetest person I know, and the next you're just kind of stone cold. Like I just can't even get a hold of you. And again, like I said, I feel like I understand you. I kind of get it. Maybe it was necessary, like in your definition, but I don't know. It definitely is difficult for me, and I hope that whatever you're doing, you're happy. I hope whatever you're doing, you find happiness. I'm just gonna focus on myself, I guess, and try to get through this. But it definitely sucks and it's sad. You know, I thought we had something cool, and honestly, I probably should have like gave you more reassurance. Like I'm kind of realizing that I didn't give that much to you, and now I have all these thoughts now that you've left, and I'm realizing I've never like said them or verbalized them to you. I never like expressed them, and that's really my fault. But like I said, I don't know if we'll ever like talk again, if we'll ever reconcile. But wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope that it makes you happy, and I hope you're happy and stable, and that everything is doing well for you. I'll always be attracted to you. I'll always be there for you if you ever want to, you know, hit me up. And I don't know, I feel like I did something wrong, and I'm sorry for whatever I did. All right, so that is what I am seeing for you. Okay, Catherine. So that is what I'm seeing for you. Thank you so much for joining the live. I really appreciate you. I hope that resonated. The channel messages were kind of hard. I feel like he's very like stoic, doesn't want to like express himself, let alone his feelings, like at all. It's kind of the energy I was getting. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next person, which is Bianca. So Bianca, you got a regular deck pool and timeline cards. Let me get the timeline cards ready for you. Okay. Yeah, I definitely get that for sure. I love you, Kat. Thank you so much. Okay, so Bianca, you got a regular deck pull and channeled messages for will your friend DS get you pregnant, and when? We have the Three of Wands in reverse. Will your friend DS get you pregnant? When? Will your friend... Will your friend get you pregnant? Clarify the Three of Wands in reverse, the Eight of Swords in reverse. Clarify the Ace of Cups. 10 of Cups. Clarify the Devil in reverse. We have the Page of Pentacles. And clarify the Eight of Wands. Okay. Will your friend DS get you pregnant? when. Okay. Okay. So, yes, I definitely think so. I think there's sort of like, it was interesting. I'm glad you said that because I was like, there's some sort of like miracle happening here. It could be a year and a half or up to a year and a half, which in those terms goes by really quickly. But I was like, why is it like we have the fates coming out? I was like, this is like a little miracle baby somehow, or there's something that is going to really be cause for celebration, which in the past has caused a lot of turmoil and a lot of grief because I was like, wait, who is this person? You like, do you have like history with them? But I don't think it's them that these cards are signifying. I think it's maybe you, and maybe you have had issues with conception or something with issues around, you know, having a child, and all of that is in the past. So any sort of like hardships or issues or things that made it difficult, like obstacles and boundaries, those are now like behind you. You can actually really look forward to the future here. I do feel like it is in the cards, it is in your path to have like a little miracle baby with the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups, because there's just this like very beautiful thing of joy coming through. And with the fates, I feel like the fates that be really want to have it go down this way. This is an opportunity for you. It's a new fresh start with the Page of Pentacles. I feel like maybe you are shedding your skin of some sort of like oldness or codependency in the past, or maybe some sort of connection in the past that was negative to you, and maybe even negative to the future of like what you were trying to create. Like if you were trying to create a child with someone else and they were really negative or toxic and it didn't work out, there was like a reason for it, and Spirit didn't really know how to necessarily show you that path or explain that path to you, but they wouldn't have been a good fit for that, like let's say this soul child. And now, because we have the here and now card, and we have the past and the future, and we have this like cute little girl sitting on like an egg here, a little home, and I feel like, and her flag says you are here. So I feel like in the past, it just like this little soul child was not meant to come into your life at the time. And I feel like now they're like the energy has really shifted, and I feel like this person would make, you know, I feel like the energy is shifted. Like I feel like in the past there was a lot of immature energy, there's a lot of obstacles to overcome, there was a lot of codependencies to overcome, and I feel like there's been a lot of healing in the present, like moving forward. And I feel like this is someone that definitely is going to give you that, but I feel like they're going to be more a part of this process than you realize, or maybe than you expect, or you know, maybe you have no expectations. But I feel like there's just sort of like a little miracle coming out of all of this, and it's in a result of a lot of healing and a lot of like work that was put into the connection, even just on a spiritual level, even just as souls. Because as souls, you know, so much could have like happened in past incarnations, and in this incarnation a lot has happened as well. We have released your ex, you know, you've released them, you realize that you deserve love, and now you guys are just sort of friends, and you're pushing to move things forward, and there's like a playful energy here, a new energy. And I think a lot of it has to do with just general healing. But with the Ace of Cups, I definitely feel like you're going to get something out of this that results in, I don't know, the word I want to use is like kind of like a miracle. And then we have the Ten of Cups, which is all about like the happy family, and you know, it can also speak to having a child, in that it really, you know, brightens up your world in such a positive way and impacts it in such a positive way. And as far as your timeline cards, I have like a year and a half coming out for you. All right, so I think it's an absolute yes. That is what I am seeing here. I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much for joining the live and booking a reading with me. I really appreciate you. All right, you guys, so I am going to log off, but I hope everyone has a really safe and good Saturday night. I appreciate you guys. I posted a new video. Make sure to check it out and leave some feedback. In the meantime, however, stay safe and stay healthy, and I will see you guys